Hello, everyone. My name is Edith, also known as Lady E, and welcome to the Lady E Effect podcast. Today, we are super excited to interview this wonderful gentleman. For those that are first coming across our platform, we basically interview purpose driven professionals around the world that are doing amazing contributions towards people, businesses, and communities. If that's something that's interesting to you, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as our audio podcast streaming platforms such as Apple, Spotify, Pandora, and the list goes on. Once again, my name is Edith, also known as Lady E, and not taking any more time for those that know, they know. I will give you the opportunity to introduce yourself and let us know who you are.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for having me, Lady E. It's super exciting to be here. I know we have planned this for a while, and thank you and thank God for giving us the time to be here
Yeah.
to have this moment together where we can impact the world. My name is Lany Ayoade, and I'm a strategic analyst and corporate trainer. I based in Nigeria, and in summary, I just love to see people grow, love to see people achieve their dreams, and most importantly, I focus on people who are starting up in life, young people. People who are trying to channel themselves through the VUCA world that we are in today, trying to guide them, give them the support they need, help them with brainstorming sessions, things that can help them improve, their confidence, their style, and the basic things that help them to just achieve their dreams in life. That's what I do as a strategic analyst. And then for corporate training, help companies and, establishments to interpret, their services, their products to their users, to their customers, their clients, and even to the teams that work in the companies, helping them to introduce and interpret different strategies that they want to apply in the growth of their company. So those are the things I do basically. I'm single, yeah, and I'm still, trying to navigate life when it comes to that. But based on experience and based on intelligence, God has blessed me with some skills that have helped me to also be able to help people in diverse fields of life, married, single, themselves true to life. So I think I'm blessed in that field, and it's been a good one. So thank you.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for introducing yourself and sharing with us some of the amazing things that you do, and we're definitely going to get into it today. So, my first question for you is I would like to talk about your profession. How do you use your professional expertise when it comes to, of course, having a positive impact on other people?
Say again.
How do you use your professional expertise when it comes to having an impact on other people?
Okay, so it's a very interesting field, and as an expert in that particular field, it's a field that allows me to not only impact people but also learn, from the things that happen in the discussions that we have. So, I organize strategic sessions for different kind of people, and these sessions are focused on, or tailored, to fit based on the requirement of these persons. Some people are focused on starting a business. Some people are focused on, just getting ahead in life. Some people want to make some critical decisions in life, and they don't really know, how to navigate those waters, or what to do next, or how to do it next, or what the right, decision is to make. And these things are, difficult things that happen to every human being in life. And sometimes, you just need somebody to speak with that can give you, a guide towards the things that you want to make decision on. And that's what, we do as strategic analysts. We have brainstorming sessions on different levels to help people to achieve this greatness that they want to achieve. And that little guide, that little beacon of support or hope that we give them can, springboard them, from just an ordinary level to an extraordinary level in life, because they just begin to know that, okay, I'm on the right path, and I think I'm doing the right thing, and I think I can put in a little more energy. I can go for this. I can achieve this. It's beyond motivation. It's inspirational. It's transformational. It just gives people the understanding that I'm not alone here. There's somebody by my side that is ready to work hand in hand with me to put me through these processes to make me achieve greatness in life. I've been helped in my life, and that's what really triggered me into going into this field, because some really great men have helped me in my lifetime, guiding me at every turn, putting me through the processes I've gone through in life to achieve what I've achieved in life today. And so becoming a strategic consultant or strategic analyst became a dream for me. And by the grace of God, I've been able to help small businesses, people who are struggling. They don't really have all the funds or the capital to get you know some kind of really big help, but we can come into the place, allow them to, get the same expertise that people at the top will get, and still be able to get this information to help them at their little level and give them the confidence, the belief that they can become better in life. So we've been able to do this for so many businesses, so many individuals, so many families, so many young people home and abroad. And, we get positive feedbacks that, sometimes we wonder how God was able to help us to really achieve such kind of heart. So it's super exciting, but the way we have been using this gift, to this expertise to help a lot of people is really amazing, and we're grateful to God for the opportunity. Yeah.
Amen. Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, that is amazing that, especially when it comes to the professional space, we all um, need help. And I love the fact that you touch bases on the fact that, you had mentorship, you had guidance, you had, professionals, those in the professional and personal world guide you, especially as a young man growing up. That's super critical. Everybody doesn't necessarily, in terms of men, have the opportunity to do that. So taking your experiences, your knowledge, your wisdom, expertise, and pouring it back into the world, and not even just focusing on just one target, because even here at the Lady Effect, although we focus on people, businesses, and communities, of course people is very broad. Everybody has a need. The youth need a need. um Men have needs, women have needs, different age brackets have needs, and then people go through different experiences. So whether it's trauma or things prematurely or just things of that nature, it's important to have a supportive environment that can be able to provide strategic knowledge, encouragement, and support. That's something that, especially nowadays, especially when you're learning how to navigate life, like you said, the glory of God through his wisdom instilled in us, and how we facilitate that through our dialogue is super important. So I appreciate you sharing that, and really using what God has blessed you with to really give back to people. That's a very important, like, influence. That's a very important impact, of course, and it takes people very far. And I love the fact that, again, you don't focus on one category and niche. You focus on, the necessary pain points or questions or concerns or things that the individual or that particular group of individuals, they need help, they need guidance. They're, of course, seeking wisdom, and wisdom does come from above, and God does bless us with his wisdom, so we can be able to not hold on to it ourselves, but to be able to provide it to others. So thank you so much for sharing that. I wanted to go over into the next question. So, my second question for you is, how important is it to contribute your gifts and expertise? You did share that in regards to, like, the impact of the community, but if you can dive a little bit deeper and just share with the audience why, in today's world, especially at the time that we're in, is that important to use your expertise to impact the community?
Thank you. So there's a quote that says, I really don't know who owns the quote, but it says, everything that enriches life begins with a community. Everything that enriches life begins with a community, because community is everything. When you can take care of the community, you have practically, sorted out a whole lot of problems in the world.
Hmm.
And, the expertise we provide, myself, my team, is to make sure that, we help individuals become better in people in their communities.
Yes.
So it is interconnected. What we do affects the community so much, because this is a way where people who are confused, or people who might have chosen the wrong path that might affect the community negatively, begin to have another thought that leads them into become better people in their communities. So we have, even CSR activities that we do, in communities, where we try to empower people of younger age, giving them, the understanding early enough in life, so they begin to channel their thoughts towards the right direction, so that by the time they get to the point where they have this dilemma of so many things that they want to make decisions on, they already have a foundation that they can base their thoughts on to direct them, in their actions. So the community itself is very important in life, definitely. We
Yeah.
need to make sure we sort out the community. And that's why the field I'm in, is connected to everyday community activities. Because the more we are able to help people to achieve what they want to achieve in life, it gives back to the community. It makes the community a better place. Wherever the person is situated, wherever the person decides to set up business, set up shop, set up their themselves, it makes that place a better place, because they are becoming people who are willing to carry out their actions, this time in a positive manner. And they can also share the things they have learned, the mindset they have grown, the ideologies they have built from all the strategy sessions that we've had together. They can share it in their own little way with the many other people that they will come in contact with in the community. This way, helping the community to become a better place. So uplifting one individual, two individuals, three individuals from different, aspects in life in a particular community makes the community become a better place. So it's a way to grow the community positively. It's a way to, impact the community positively. It's a way to create a strong bond between people who are already thinking positively in a community. And this way, we'll begin to enrich the lives of people in that community. So it's a thing that we're always excited to do, especially when it comes to the holiday sessions where we have the young ones at home, staying at home, and having free time in their hands. We usually try to look for opportunities to impact them as fast as possible, giving them a guiding light towards understanding how the life works from an early age. So when they meet themselves, at an older age, they remember some of these things. These things are there. It's already in their minds, and they are able to use it to help themselves make better decisions in lives as young men, as young women, as married men, as married women, whatever way that they, or point in life that they need this information, then it can help them achieve greatness. And this way, overall, it helps the community just to become a better place for everybody.
Amen. That is so amazing. I love the fact that, especially when it comes to community, us as professionals, business owners, entrepreneurs, and the list goes on. A lot of times in business, when, we're told to provide like our elevator pitch or just things in regards to our business, our mission and vision, we're always discussing like, what's your target audience? Like, who are you serving? There is an importance to that, of course, but understanding the impact of how the services through your professionalism and expertise to the community, and just how pivotal and intentional you all are to really just touch different points, right? It's like planting a seed. You don't plant a seed for a flower to go. Usually you're intending to plant seeds for a harvest. So, the way your approach is and the community that you're connected to, it's actually really important and amazing that you all, you know, go with the narrative that you approach it, because, community is based off of course, the diversity of people. So whether it's a married couple, it is a single individual, maybe a single father or mother, whatever the case may be, the youth included, my mother would say children learn where they live. And, that's not something that's just home base, but your community and your environment has a very pivotal impact on, your outreach to the world. And I love the fact that even when, of course, we all have fallen short and, not made the healthiest decisions in youth or even in our older years, but the encouragement to the youth and the encouragement to those that are looking to see how to transition out of that space, or look for a fresh perspective, right, on how they look into life and just the actions that they take behind that mindset. It's a beautiful thing. And, the way that you all operate as a whole, it's really important because that's where the harvest takes place. That's where the harvest is nurtured and they grow versus, you're contributing to what could possibly pollute the community. So, thank you so much for sharing that. That's super important. And I'm sure the audience is definitely taking in account the importance of, you know, community service, right? It's not just volunteering and feeding the homeless, which of course that is super important, but community service definitely comes back to your profession and how you use the gifts and expertise that God has blessed you with is super important. So, with that being said, thank you for sharing that. I have about two questions for you, two more questions before we close out our segment. So, my third question for you is, of course, in the world, we talk about a lot of things when it comes to narrative and perspective. So, my question to you is, in today's society, why is narrative and perspective so critical in regards to understanding in this society from your perspective?
Okay, this is a very interesting one, I must say, because in my field, one of the things that make it difficult for us to achieve some goals sometimes and make it too long is because of narrative perspective, people having some certain kind of perspective towards things, either from, childbirth or the way they grew up or their environment or something, has just created a certain kind of perspective or a certain kind of narrative towards the way they operate or they should go about business or making some decisions. So trying to take these things out of their minds, and then reconstruct that thought, helping them to understand things better and make better decisions can be very tasking, can be a very difficult thing to do. So narrative, yes. Perspective, yes. Two different things, very powerful in today's world. Not even today where we have social media, the internet, so much information, people putting everything there, and they're just making things too difficult for people to know exactly what truth is or what morals are or what the right thing is for people to understand. There are so many things that these things have affected. That's affected the understanding of marriage. That's affected the understanding of very sensitive topics that I might not want to jump on right now. But if you permit me, when you look at the word independence, the people say independent man, an independent man, I'm an independent woman. This, in our sessions, when we have sessions with people, we try to let them understand there's nothing really like an independent woman. I stand to be corrected, really. People can say, oh, no, you're wrong and all these things, but I think there's nothing like that. Independent man, independent woman, no. These are things that people just try to, put words together to create something. Yes, there's a dictionary meaning, there are, definitions here and there for these things, but we have to be true to ourselves. That's the only way you can build some certain kind of narratives or perspectives and help yourself to make the right decision. I believe that you can have capable men, capable women, people who have the potential, people who have the capacity to do things, that they need to do for themselves. But no man, no woman is independent. You have to there's someone that you are actually dependent on for one thing or two things, no matter how small, no matter how big, no matter what it is, everybody is independent, on each other, one way or the other. So telling yourself you're independent because you just have one aspect of your life sorted out and not looking at other things doesn't really, go well. But that perspective or that narrative around things, in the world today, has cost a lot of people pain, has cost a lot of people, massive losses, has cost a lot of people, some wrong decisions and some wrong moves in life. And that's why, we try to let people, I understand that what you're trying to say, but why don't you change the narrative? Why don't you change your perspective from looking at it as independent to actually looking at it inward? Now that you are capable, I'm a capable man, I'm a capable woman. I'm someone that has the capacity to achieve things. I have the capacity to do things on my own. I'm not independent, no. There are times when I know I'll need help. So when that time comes, you don't repel help. You don't repel support. You don't, repel good things that might come your way because you think, oh, I'm independent, therefore I should go through pain alone. No, you shouldn't go through pain alone, or you shouldn't put yourself through some processes alone because you put in your head the perspective in your head that, oh, I've put myself as independent. That word limits you from trying to just reach out for help, or try to do some things, or make people also not want to help out or support or be a guide to you because they see you in the light of, oh, I'm independent, and stuff like that. So when you say, oh, I'm a capable man, I have the capacity to do A, B, C, D, E, that doesn't mean I don't need people, I don't need support, I don't need help. But for now, or at this level, or at this phase, or based on what I can do, this is all I can do about myself. So I call myself capable, I call myself, full of efficiency and stuff like that. So it's a narrative that I know some people will say, oh, no, it's not like that, Lany. People have said that to me severally. But I tell you, changing such narratives, there are many, many more aside from this. There are many, many other things, even in business, in business, when you talk about debt, some people feel debt is bad, debt is terrible. And when you tell some people, okay, you need to write some applications, you need to get some loans, you need to, speak to some people, get some money, try to use it as a base for you to build on, They say, oh no, in our family, we don't borrow, we don't take debt, and your business is crumbling, you're going through pain, you're having sleepless nights. There's a need for you to change some perspective, to change some narrative. Some things don't just work that way. Debt is not a bad thing when it comes to business. Borrowing is bad in the sense that the purpose of the money you are getting is what makes debt bad or good. If you're getting the money and you're putting it into something that has the potential to generate more, then it's a good thing. But if you're getting the money and they're trying to use it to celebrate a birthday party and the money is just going down the drain, then that's bad. So it is not about the debt itself or the understanding of the word debt or what debt is practically. It is what you're using it to do, the purpose, the motive, or the mindset towards or around you getting, trying to look for a way to really put it and make it sound the right way so that it doesn't look too technical here. But the point I'm trying to make here is the perspective of debt is bad, I shouldn't get this, has cost a lot of people, pain of, having themselves, structured in positions or systems where they find themselves going down the drain and they don't get support, they don't get help because they don't want to do this. And they have the capacity. That's the first part of things. They have the capacity, to build on something and actually achieve greatness from that point. But because a perspective from childhood, a perspective from their environment, the perspective from religion, again, has limited them to thinking, oh, you're a Christian, you're a believer, you shouldn't borrow, you're not going to borrow in Jesus' name, and all those things. And so, you begin to feel you shouldn't make some moves and all those things. So these things affect individuals, and it also, one way or the other creeps into community. When few people of a particular place begin to think that way, it now drives into, a group of people. And when a group of people begin to reason or analyze things in a particular manner, then it becomes a culture. And then you have many people start, feeling that way. So in my little way, I try to, do all I can to help people, renew their minds, rejuvenate their thoughts on these particular topics, helping them to understand that some of these things are not the way they see it. The people who told you these things did not have some kind of information, that they needed to have. And that way, sometimes we hit the nail on the head, and we get the best results, and people, are having this aha moment, this moment that just exposes them into a new mindset, and they begin to see what they have missed out on, and some of them begin to do great things. But those who fall into the category of allowing such things to still remain there and find it difficult to come out from it, I don't know. We do our best, but most of the time, many people don't come out from these things. And that's why I tell people this last thing. I tell them that it's one thing for you to allow you can allow social media or the internet, you can allow the internet, you can consume information from the internet, or you can allow the internet to consume you. There are two different things that happen. So you have to make a choice. Everything on the internet is not true. You can consume enough information on the internet, so many, but it's your choice, it's your decision, it's your responsibility. Let me not use choice. It's your responsibility to make sure that the internet does not consume you. You
Mm.
know, your morals, your ethics, your mindset, your ideologies, your perspective, the ones that are right, the ones are true. You have to hold on to them and keep them where they are. Don't allow things. Some things might come and look as if, oh, because it's coming from somebody that has a certain kind of influence, like they call influencers or people that have large following or all those things. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. So you need to be careful about those things. And, those are dangers we face right now. But I know that a lot of awareness is also put into this right now. You are doing a wonderful job asking such a question here, creating an awareness on this for people to know that the internet, can make or marry you, and you have to be able to know how to direct your own thoughts when it comes to the perspective that the internet drops. There are many other things apart from internet that can do this, but narrative, perspectives, very difficult things that you need to know how to manage your way through. And that's why you need people like us, people who can help you with brainstorming sessions, critical thinking, help you navigate your thoughts, navigate your actions, your choices, so that you can make the right thing. So I think that's it.
That was, whew, that was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful response. You touched bases on very, very, very critical and necessary points, um, professionally and personally. This is something that many conversations happen, of course, online, other platforms, etc., but we don't dive in and critically touch those critical roots. And these are things that affect people's mental health. These things affect people's emotional health. They affect their physical health. What happens in the mind, it's a domino effect to what happens in your physical mobility, your lifestyle, and the list goes on. So I just really love how you touch bases on all of those points because narrative is so critical, perspective is so critical. And as a woman, but you as a man, we understand, especially people of color and of African Nigerian descent. There's so much pressure on us. And like you said, we flip it and call it culture, we call it tradition. We say this is the way of life, but it's actually not necessarily truth. And we have to learn, as the scriptures teach us, try things like question these things, put it before the Lord, ask Him to provide His wisdom to you. Because again, wisdom comes from above, it doesn't come from us. We're blessed to gain it and produce it and provide it, but it's not something that, because we understand how maybe technology works or we know how to make money or the things we think we know, that's when we feel like we can have an independent mindset versus, the reality of everyone needs help, everyone needs support, everyone can be wrong, and sometimes, yes, you can be right. But that's why we are so intentional about the type of services that we provide through the blessings of our gifts and expertise, not even just here on the Lady Effect, but how you and your community operate. Developmental processes in life is so critical. Personal development has everything to do with that. Personal development has to do with community. Personal development has to do with business. Personal development has to do with shaping, unlearning, renewing your mind, as the Bible talks about that. I believe that's Romans 12, verse 2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. When you learn how to unlearn, when you learn how to unlearning is one of the most powerful things we can do as human beings because when we get stuck on a narrative that we believe this is truth, like you said, it causes pain, it causes torment, it causes a lot of unhealthy things in our temples and our systems, and it doesn't do it's intended to do. So, thank you so much for touching bases on that. That's super, super important, and I really hope that the audience like really lets that marinate, and see how they can use all of these amazing points that you discussed to really apply it accordingly. So, with that being said, we have One final question for you. So here on the Lady E Effect, as you all know, we talk about personal development. We talk about, of course, business, professional solutions, community transformation, as this wonderful gentleman has been touching bases on throughout this segment. With that being said, my final question for you is, if you were to use the word purpose, through the expertise, the experiences, and life itself that God has blessed you with, why do you believe that purpose is important?
So I think purpose is everything about life, you're on earth because there's a purpose designed for you. So many people are struggling, to identify their purpose. And there are so many narratives, and perspectives around the purpose. Some people say your purpose is your destiny. Some people say your purpose is in you. Some people say your purpose is ahead of you. Your people say your purpose is what you discover. There's so many things around it. Now, I won't want to go too deep into that, but I would like to say, in any way you can, it's important for a man, for a human, to discover their purpose or to walk in their purpose.
Mm,
It's important because um, I think was late Miles Morrow, he said something on purpose, and he says it is sad for a person to be successful in the wrong thing.
mm,
When you're
mm,
successful in something that does not give you joy, does not keep you excited, does not keep you happy, or it's something that is wrong and you know it's wrong, but you're successful in that thing, it's very sad.
mm,
So purpose is the ultimate, thing in life. And there is so much joy, there's so much energy, there's so much transformation that happens
mm,
when you find yourself in your purpose.
mm,
It makes it so easy, so simple, so exciting for you to carry out your day. It makes it so easy, so exciting for you to impact the next person by your left, next person by your right. And that's why when you hear some intellects speaking about purpose, they tell you your purpose is found in the thing that you can do with ease. They'll tell you your purpose is found within the thing that you can do, for free. You can do for hours without even expecting anyone to pay you. Something that you can do for except. So they give you different things as the guiding light around you, discovering your purpose. Now, I cannot say this is the exact framework for you to discover your purpose. But all I can say is if there's anything that you do to live life feeling or live your day feeling satisfied. That is, anytime you do this thing, you are satisfied. You don't feel shortchanged. You don't feel you have wasted your time. You don't feel you have done something terrible. You don't feel, once you have something like that, most importantly, people see you do that thing and they are happy.
mm,
People see you do that thing and they feel fulfilled. Then I think you have found a purpose, because purpose is like the North Star, is that thing that does guide your path. When you find yourself on that path, even no matter how difficult life is, you just find out that you're progressing because it's something that doesn't just that comes to you with pleasure, with ease. You do it smiling, you do it happy, and you find it good. Now, the most interesting thing about purpose is it has to have a potential of transformation.
mm,
That's it. That's the most important thing about purpose, because some things can have all these beautiful things around it. You're happy, you're feeling cool, you're feeling better, you're feeling blessed, and all these things. But within yourself, you don't feel transformed. It doesn't affect your own life. That's one major sign that is important when it comes to purpose. You need to be sure that this thing you are doing has a positive impact also on yourself.
mm, mm,
It transforms you from within.
mm,
As you desire it also to have an impact in you yourself. That's a big sign for me. When I'm helping people with identifying their purpose and all these things, it's a big sign. It's not easy, it's not simple, But once you can hit that, it's like hitting, your ikiga, like they call it. The midpoint is like hitting that and getting it right. That's where the whole point is. The transformation around purpose is what makes you understand that this is truly purpose. And if you can get that, I tell you, it is. So purpose is life. Purpose is everything that matters in life. It is naive for you to think that purpose is just one big word that doesn't matter with everyone. No,
Mm,
it's the reason of life. Talking about the Bible itself, he says, I know my thoughts, I know my purpose, I
mm,
know why I have created you. Like some Bible scholars will explain it. God designs the life of a person, and when He has designed it, like He says, I know the end from the beginning.
mm,
Then He comes back to the beginning to now say, okay, I want somebody to impact the world. I want somebody to do some amazing things. I want somebody to be able to get intelligent people to come on the internet to share information that can bless lives. I want people to be able to guide people in all these things that can help to lift the spirit of people. I want her to be able to do it on YouTube. I want her to be able to use the internet and all this. And when he finished, with all those plans, I want her to be Nigerian. I want her to be able to do some beautiful things and all these things. And I want her to be pretty. I want her to be this. I want her to be that. And when he finishes, then he comes back to the beginning and then gets your mom and your dad and says, I need you to give birth to Edith.
mm,
That's how it works.
mm.
So that's how it works. He knows exactly what that part is. Then he comes back to the beginning and they have you. Now, our choices in life, based on the narrative and the things you have around, can help us derail from those things. And that's where we need strategic analysts, people that come together, intelligent people, true scholars, people who can guide you, good books, good YouTube pages like channels like this that can educate you to give you information to put you on that path so that you can now walk in the path that God has destined for you. And when you are doing that, that is when we say you're walking in your purpose. So as you're doing that, then you see yourself improving, you see yourself transforming. Some people are lucky enough to find their purpose early enough in life, and you will see the transformation, and some people find it later in life, and you will still see the transformation. Anybody that has been working their purpose, the transformation is always there. You will see the journey, you will see the movement, you will see how they move from ordinary to extraordinary. It always shows. And that's just, I think, the way that you can align, understanding your purpose. Transformation must be involved when it comes to understanding purpose. So I think that's it.
Amen. That is so beautiful. Well, thank you so much for just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful insight, points. All of your responses has been full of wisdom, eye-opening knowledge, and just revelation. And these are extremely important conversations to have, especially in today's world and today's time. So, for anyone that is interested in connecting with you or utilizing your services, how could they be able to reach you?
Thank you. So I'm on LinkedIn and on Instagram, two social media, or let me say platforms that you can reach out with me. And then I do also emails. If it's something that you want to maybe book a session, you can reach me on email at lany@gmail.com. That's my work email. And then also you can reach me on LinkedIn, the same thing, Lany Ayoade on LinkedIn. And then on Instagram, you can reach me at Lany Ninja. That's on Instagram. And you can send messages. If I see a message on Instagram, on LinkedIn, we can, connect, share some thoughts, share some words. It's not usually about money, it's not usually about money. It's always about the impact, how much we can impact people. Sometimes it's just the connection, getting to see how we can connect and help each other in life. So that's the first point. So be open enough to reach out. Let's see how we can, be of service to you, and then we can, talk about other things like money. But I tell you, it's not all about money. So you can reach out. We can see how we can be of service, help you, guide and navigate through your decision making activities, life, money, business, family, friends, well being, general well being, everything. So we can begin to work out something for you. And just maybe, you can also, get to understand your purpose and begin to do transformational things in the world. Yeah.
Amen. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This has been just an honor and a pleasure to have you on our platform. You have shared, again, so many wonderful, amazing areas that us as humans really need to take in and really take the time to see how we can apply that to our mental health, or personal development, and different facets of life, and just definitely learn how to unlearn and learn the importance of really living in our purpose, fulfillment, and understanding that is what transformation is all about. So, for anyone that is looking to reach out to Mr. Lany, all of the information that he provided today will be in our description box. Definitely be sure to reach out to him. He has amazing, amazing services and is very intentional about having a healthy and positive impact on the community. And for those that, again, if this is the first episode that you're coming across, thank you for joining us today. For those that have
Thank you.
joined us before, we appreciate you. And definitely be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, The Lady E Effect. Um, Also, our website, please book a call with us if you're interested in our services as well, theladyeffect.com. Once again, my name is Edith, also known as Lady E. Mr. Lany, God bless you. Thank you so much for what you do, and please continue to be a blessing to all and our communities. We need more men like you that are stand up and very intentional about helping transform the lives of others with a very healthy and intentional purpose. So, with that being said, thank you all so much for joining us today. And until next time, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Of course.